this room to make things better for fish and wildlife and hunting and fishing and trapping?
Well, I think that's a great question because, frankly, it's what I hear from all of you, not just here, but at other meetings that I've attended and have heard this for the last at least several years. Look, first of all, we need to recognize that you're the ones that are putting the money in. We need to protect that money. We need to keep it for the right purposes. That's number one. Number two, I am a good listener. I'm someone who pulls people together. I've done that throughout my entire career. I intend to do that. You are the customer. You are the constituent. You are the people who frankly need to be happy with what is going on in the department. And I mentioned a moment ago, there is a long history of this department being the crown jewel, above, really, what we see in some other states. And that's because of the professionalism and the talent and the passion of the people who are in the department. So my commitment to you is, this is no politics. This is about having professionals in the right places, professionals who go by science, who are trained, and who respect the fact that you're the customer, you are the constituency. So that's my commitment to you. And from the day I'm sworn in, which we're hoping believe it will happen, is on the 14th day of January, that's going to be our focus. And when we pick top leadership, that's going to be the criteria.
Very good. Yeah. Over the past few years, American Electric Power has made it known that they intend to divest of nearly 60,000 acres of its recreation lands in eastern Ohio. These are lands that have been available to the public for hunting and fishing and for many other uses. To date, we've only acquired about 5,700 of these acres with a possibility of another 8,000 here in the next few years. These lands, this 60,000 acres, represents 10% of the public hunting ground in the state of Ohio. You know, we're in real danger of losing this opportunity, this access. Would you speak to the idea and how your administration would secure this vital public land?
Well, first of all, having public land is so vitally important. I mean, I think one of the great things about hunting and fishing as well is that you don't have to have a lot of money to participate in it. It's something that someone who works in a factory can go do, but they have to have a place to do it. Not everybody can own farmland. Not everybody can own land. So having a public place where someone can go is so very, very important. And I know this AEP property is absolutely stunning. Frankly, I'm looking forward to seeing more of it and hiking some of it and actually getting out and seeing some of they tell me there's a whole bunch of ponds out there too. So as a fisherman, I'm anxious to take a look at that. My commitment to you is to do everything we can in the years ahead to continue to add additional acreage. We do not want to let this get away from us. This is something that is very, very much important. And frankly, it continues a tradition. And I don't really expect anybody to remember this or to have known this, but when I was in the United States Congress, I specifically wanted to get on the Appropriations Committee because I wanted to be able to help the state of Ohio. And one of the ways that we helped the state of Ohio was to provide money that could be used by conservation groups to have additional wetland along Lake Erie, to provide additional hunting area there, to protect the habitat. We did the same thing in regard to North Bass Island. So I have a long history of working with the Ohio Department of Natural Resources to assist you. So we're going to do everything we can to continue the expansion and to buy that AEP property.
Great. Returning to your time as Attorney General and kind of going back to the Second Amendment issues you talked about a little bit ago, as you know, Ohio law provides for an individual right to keep and bear arms and establishes that firearms regulations should be uniform throughout the state. Do you support Ohio's preemption law, which prohibits local governments from enacting laws more stringent than what exists in state or federal law?
Yes, absolutely. And that is the law in Ohio. That's what the law should stay. As Attorney General, I've enforced that. But I've even, as I said, even gone beyond that. I've gone into cases that were in federal court involving other states, municipalities, where they were trying to violate the Second Amendment, what I believe was a violation of the Second Amendment. Imagine what a nightmare it would be if the law, every city, every community was able to change the law and make their own decision about how much of the Second Amendment we're going to respect. This is a constitutional thing, and we need to respect that, and we don't want the chaos, frankly, that would occur if we allowed, frankly, some liberal-dominated council to pass ordinances which infringed on Second Amendment right. You shouldn't have to get a map out and look at where you're going to be driving through or where you're going to be trying to be and to see what part of Ohio is violating the Second Amendment right. So we will be vigorous in regard to that.
Very good, thank you. Our final question for you tonight